ladies and gentlemen, to have the toss of the second game between INTERGAAM Surajpar and INTERGAAM Manji. Captain of INTERGAAM Surajpar, Mandvi. Thank you. INTERGAAM Manji won the toss and back, ladies and gentlemen, to the SCLPS LAXMANBHAI Construction Inter-Gaam T10 Night Cricket Tournament Season 3, organized by Patel Samaj Youth League, proudly sponsored by our title sponsors, LAXMANBHAI Construction Limited, Ragwani Investments Limited, Westlands Food and Commodities Limited. Silver sponsors, Silverstone Quarry Limited and Silver Star Manufacturers Limited. Bronze sponsors, Hurry International Limited, Art Aluminium Works Limited and Nextcraft Limited. Media partners, EPCO Quarries Limited, EPCO Builders Limited, Gulf Timber and Hardware Supplies Limited. Fuel partners, Order of Energy, Mafuka Bread, Marvis Petroleum Limited and Lalji Ramji Filling Station. Man of the Match Award sponsors, Devki Nandan Limited and CBM. Highest number of 60s award sponsors, Sisling Computers Limited and Secure Eye. Hydration partner, Blue Bright Wave Construction Limited. Green Impact partners, Sarova Group Companies, MK Builders Limited.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is match number 2. Of Shri Patel Samaj LAXMANBHAI Construction Inter-Gaam Cricket Tournament Season 3. This is between Team Mandvi and Team Surajpar. Team Mandvi had won the toss and decided to bat first. And that was the first delivery that was bowled. And the batsman Ashok Vekaria manages to get a single. And this brings the experienced Chandresh Irani on strike. He's a prolific striker of the ball, recently coming from a good knock for his team in the recently concluded NCCA cricket tournament, scoring 90+ runs for his team, Ruaraka. And he goes for the big one in the first one. That's a big heave towards the cow corner, and he starts off in style with a boundary. This isn't unlikely of a man who's already oozing in form. This is what he's always been doing. He's known to hit those big shots, especially when he comes opening, and he just continues to do so from a much needed, well-deserved knock that he's recently got yesterday. And the league has scored 90+ runs, and I think this shows in the confidence that has actually brought in. That was a good throw from Ash. Our fellow commentator Ash showing some handball and volleyball skills. So that's coming back to the action here. First ball. Chandresh Irani draws first blood with a boundary. And it'll be interesting to see how Rikit is going to come back. Fuller delivery, drives it down. There's a fielder down there at long off. And by the time he collects it, Chandresh manages to get a single, and this brings Ashok Vekaria back on strike again. Once again, I'd like to appreciate the organizers, Shri Patel Samaj, for organizing such a wonderful tournament. They do it every 2 years and brings in the entire community together. The spirit. It's a big heave. But the ball lands in no man's land. Two fielders converging there. But it lands ahead of him. The batsman, by the time the ball is collected and thrown back, they get 2 runs. Brings the score to 8. So far, this looks a good start for Team Mandvi. Rikit charges in. Length delivery. And here's a scoop shot approached by the batsman. But there's a fielder plays there in fine leg and he collects it. And the batsman manages only a single. It was more of a pace-off delivery. So he didn't have enough speed to be able to guide the ball the way he would have wanted it. Chandresh backs on strike every time this batsman comes in. It's always a treat to watch. Plays effortlessly for whichever teams he plays. Good delivery. Riket uses his experience, brings it back in, not allowing the batsman to free his arms. And that brings us to the end of the first over. Score moves to 10 runs for the loss of no wicket. Bhavesh, he can be a little tricky, and especially with his speeds. He's got a very rhythmic action, but you can easily be deceived by the speeds that he normally bowls. We've seen him in the league. Very conventional field being set by the captain. We've got a backward point, where you've got a short third, backward point, point. More of a cover point too. Looks like outside the off stump he's going to be targeting outside the off stump. He wants to target Chandresh outside the off stump, and again Chandresh is a very strong player outside the off stump as well. So it will be an interesting ploy. The first ball not on the money. Seems to be drifting away from the patch. Umpire Pamba, David Pamba gives it a wide. But I'm still curious to see how he's going to come back, because we have a almost 7-2, sorry, in fact 6-3 field here set by the captain. Running in, length delivery, big heave, and that's an appeal, and it's given. This is a big wicket. Bhavesh would be elated. That was not the greatest of delivery, length delivery, but he completely lost his shape as a batsman. Chandresh, he wanted to heave it towards the mid-wicket, loses his shape, completely opens up his shoulders and then gets a thick edge, or it's a very faint edge rather, and the keeper makes no mistake in collecting it. That's the first wicket for Surajpar. Gets the first wicket, and Mandvi loses the first wicket at the end of 1.1 overs. It's 11 runs for the loss of 1 wicket, and it is the dangerous Chandresh Irani who will have to take a long walk back. Also a little unusual about the way he got out, I would say, Chandresh. He normally takes a couple of deliveries, although even if he's going to go for it, he has the ability to play around the stump. So I'm a little bit surprised, rather disappointed at the way he's actually got out. I'm sure he'll be disappointed with himself, because he hit a nice boundary at the beginning of the first over and he was looking poised. Knows how to steer the ship, and his experience would be very crucial at this juncture for Team Mandvi to be able to get a good score. Another good delivery from Bhavesh. He's been, after the first delivery, which has been swaying away towards the leg side, he's been pretty much on point. He comes back with a good delivery, gets the dangerous Chandresh Irani, and now follows it up with another good delivery. As I told in the very beginning, his speed can be a bit tricky for the batsman. This was a wayward delivery, swaying away, and umpire Pamba did not have to wait anymore to be able to show it a wide. It was written wide all over it. It was pretty wide. His line seems to be pretty much in line with what he has set as the field, but apparently he would be expected to be improving. And this was again good delivery. A bit of late movement coming in, disturbing the batsman. As I told again, the speed, he varies his speed, and this can be a trouble for the batsman, and this is exactly what happened to Neeraj right now. He releases the ball. If I could have got a close in, then we could have actually discussed on how he's releasing the ball. He releases the ball very late. Doesn't use his wrist much. And he depends a little bit on the track to also give him the support that he would need. And in a condition like this, a bowler like this would not be easy to go after. And that is what we are seeing so far. With the exception of 2 wides, he's been quite steady. Steps down the track, gives it a heave towards the cow corner. And that's a boundary. And this is another good strategy from Ashok Vikari. He realizes that it would not be easy with the speed of Bhavesh to stand and deliver. So he decides to steps down the track. He sees the ball is coming in exactly what he wanted, flicks it off his pads, and the ball goes straight towards the cow corner for a boundary. Bhavesh coming back again. Now it's high in the air. The fielder converging down, and that's a misfield. It's a drop catch. Bhavesh looking at the fielder in. All happening in this first over. 2 catches, and Bhavesh could not believe. A painful smile in his eyes, and that brings us to the over number 2. End of the over number 2. I beg your pardon, ladies and gentlemen. And the score moves to 19 runs for the loss of 1 wicket. Oh my goodness, that was a regulation catch. The fielder couldn't believe it. The bowler couldn't believe it. It's all happening here. That was an eventful second over from Bhavesh. But we must appreciate the way he came and he bowled. He did the job for his captain. He was on the dot. Except for the couple of extras, he completely deceived both the batsmen with his speed and variations. That brings us to over number 3, and it would be Cricket to continue the proceedings. For Team Mandvi, they would be looking forward to this man on the screen, Patel. They would be looking at him to provide them the much needed impetus to be able to prosper in this game further. Neeraj plays it very late, gets a thick edge. There's a third man. By the time the third man collects it, he gets a single. Ashok has been the aggressor so far in this partnership. He seems to be liking the mid-wicket and cow corner. He wants to go. Anything that would be coming in, he would definitely have a go at it. So it would be interesting to see how the Cricket is going to bowl to him. Towards a middle leg, flicks it off his pads. Good running between the wickets, gets a second run here comfortably. And the score moves to 22 runs. The crowd having a wonderful evening here. Electrifying atmosphere here at Sri Kachileva Patel Samaj Stadium. Cricket comes back again, and the shortish delivery, trying to pull it, not getting the impact that he would have expected. And the square legs collects it. It will be yet another single for Ashok Vikari. We've often seen in this tournament that the second game usually is a high-scoring one. Anything above 110 runs or 100 runs. You've even seen 110 runs being chased here. And that brings in, the crowd is expected a little more towards the second game as they settle down after their daily office routine. Drifting towards the pad. Neeraj flicks it. The ball flicks off his pads. Gets a single. So far this over, Rickett has been consistent. He's only considered a double. He's not allowed the batsman to free their arms. He's been bowling onto the stumps, getting a bit of late moment. He's hitting the deck. Realizes that he doesn't want to come too closer to the arc of the batsman. Steps out. Hits it towards the cow corner and it's a biggie. This is the first maximum. And it is Ashok Vekaria who steps out again. Shortish delivery and he seems to be quite strong there. Picks the bones out of that delivery and hits it all the way towards the cow corner and the first maximum of this match. Similar delivery and gets an edge. It doesn't matter how it comes as long as it's coming. And 4 runs added from the bat of Ashok Vekaria. What seemed to be a great over from Rickett has just been spoiled due to this man that you're seeing on the screen. Ashok Vekaria decides to step out again and it has been his go-to shots. If you've seen at least 4 to 5 boundaries he's hit stepping out. And he seems to be very strong towards the middle and leg side. And that has been his go-to areas, scoring areas. And like you say always, fortune favors the brave. For his bravery, he gets the reward of an inside edge that goes past the keeper, adding 4 more runs. And now the run rate has gone past 11. And at the end of 3 overs, the score moves to 34 runs for the loss of 1 wicket. Bhavesh comes back after a successful first over. Good delivery again. It seems the batsmen are taking a bit more time to read his speed, because at the speed which he's delivering, and remember he's a tall lad, so the release comes from a very high altitude, and because he's he's hitting good areas as well, getting a bit of extra pace and extra bounce. He's kind of deceiving the batsman. This time he goes full. And Ashok wanted to give it a charge, not getting the middle of the bat. He still manages to hit it towards the fielder there at long off for a single. I would say this is the first time I could see him going towards the arc of the batsman. He's tried to always come at a 3/4 length and trying to get something off the deck. This time he goes towards the mid-wicket. Tries for a big heave, Neeraj. Couldn't get the elevation, couldn't get the distance. He manages to find the fielder, but not before getting a single. Score moves to 37. Over number 4 in progress here. Steps out on the track, hits it high in the air, but it falls in no man's land. It's been very interesting to see that he's been continuously stepping out Would have been interesting for the captain to have a look at bringing the keeper up to the stumps, because I see that both Bhavesh doesn't seem to be very quick. Because if you look at the way Ashok has been playing, every shot that he has hit for a boundary or a six, he steps down the track, because he knows that he's not able to reach to the ball. This time goes for the scoop, and this time manages to get it well on the middle of the bat and gets a boundary here. He tried it earlier, couldn't get the speed, but this time he manages it well. And this is smart batting, because he realizes that Bhavesh is hitting the deck, he's not coming full. So it was only a matter of time that he decided to go for that shot. Looks like he's practiced it quite a bit. Very interesting option in these days, T20. The scoop shot, the ram shot. A lot of new shots evolving as the game is also progressing. It's always a challenge between bat and ball. This time getting a bit of late swing. Interesting to see Ashok Vekaria looking at the umpire, hoping that it could be a wide, but not to be the case. There was late moment, and this time he had forced Bhavesh to come full at him because of the scoop shot that he played in the previous delivery. And at the end of over number 4, the score moves to 43 for the loss of 1 wicket. So we are here with a change in bowling attack. This is over number 5. Kaushal Mepani is a new bowler here. Kaushal replaces Ricket. Though the captain goes to the spin attack, he decides to bring spin on board. He realizes that he needs to put brakes on the opponent's score, which is cruising at the moment about 10 runs per over. Almost 11 runs. Team Mandvi would be very happy with the start they've actually got. And all kudos to the man who would be on the non-striker at this point in time, Ashok Vekaria. He goes, that's a big heave from Neeraj. Will it go all the way? And that's a biggie. That's a maximum. Pitched up straight onto his pads, and this is very strong there. He realizes the opportunity and goes towards his favorite area, which is the cow corner. Gives it a big heave. And the moment it left his bat, it was a maximum. The second maximum in this innings, and Neeraj decides to now break free. He realizes that his partner Ashok Vekaria has been scoring well, and now he realizes the urge to also up the ante from his side. Full delivery again, full toss. This time he holds on. He would be disappointed with himself. It was a full toss delivery. Should have gone the distance. Didn't manage to get it from the middle of the bat and finds the fielder, and the fielder makes no mistakes in getting the catch. The bowler should also consider himself lucky. But cricket, the way it goes, finally it's the bowler who prevails here. Kaushal Mepani gets the prized wicket of Neeraj Patel. Ravi Rabadia, the new batsman. Experienced Ravi Rabadia, he comes and strike. This was a big wicket for Team Surajpur. It was just now when Neeraj started looking dangerous and exactly when he was looking to break free. Surprise package from Kaushal Mepani. And even Neeraj would be disappointed with himself. He would have not wanted to get out the way he did. Well, that's how it is at the end of the day. Ravi tries to give it a big heave on the first ball. There's a fielder at the cow corner. He collects it and only manages to get a single. Kaushal still trying to get his line right, his length right. He's got a full toss. There's a fuller delivery. 2 full deliveries. It would be interesting how he's going to bowl now. This time he gets it right. On the offside, he's got a fielder down there, the sweeper down there. He collects it, only gives it a single. In such a short format, it's very interesting to see how the batting team approaches. You need batsmen, at least set 1 or 2 set batsmen to stay there and score. Because the moment you start losing wickets back to back, you lose the momentum. It's not very easy for a new batsman to come in because you don't really get the time to settle down. You have to come immediately, start scoring. And this is where, yes, we've got a lot of experience in many of these teams. Batsmen who knows exactly to shift the gears from ball 1. But at the same time, much would be expected from the opening partnership. You would have always seen that the teams who are scoring bigger runs, the openers would have a good outing in the middle. Precisely what Ashok Bekaria is doing for his team. 2 is the call and he makes it in style. Interesting to see. Good running between the wickets from Ashok. He shows that it's not only the big shots that he can produce, but at the same time, he's also putting in more efforts to make sure that he's running between the wickets fast to be able to convert those 1s into 2s, putting pressure on the fielders. Brings us halfway through. End of over number 5. The score moves to 54 runs for the loss of 2 wickets. There's a change in the bowling on the other side. Replacing Bhavesh would be Raju Mepani. Bhavesh had a decent spell, getting the priced wicket of Chandrashirani. Raju Mepani, very experienced, 194 games, 212 wickets, best bowling figures of 6 wickets for 22 runs. He knows his game, very experienced campaigner. Team Surajpur would be expecting him to give them another breakthrough here so that they are able to put the shackles on the scoring rate. Length delivery, guided it towards the point. Before the fielder collects it, he gets a single. In general, this tournament has been extremely good in terms of the overall quality that the organizers are trying to bring to the table. It's a great festive environment. People, the crowd comes in, has a fun day in the evening. There's food and beverages offered here in the stalls, which is also offered completely by the community people. There are no outsiders or outside caterers. It's a great opportunity that the organizers and Shri Kachileva Patel Samaj Youth League is creating for their community, and it's an overall harmony that they are bringing in their community, and we need to really applaud the organizers. They keep coming with events to keep the community engaged, also promoting the motto of keeping the community fit. Steps down the track, Not sure if he's actually got the distance and the elevation. There's a fielder down there, and this time he gets it. It is Ricket. He makes no mistakes. The captain had brought in the experience of Raju Mepani, and he delivers it for the captain, gets the prize wicket of Ashok Vikaria, steps out again, his go-to shot. This time the ball drifting away from him, couldn't get the elevation, couldn't get the shot right. Hits it high up in the air, and the fielder Ricket makes no mistake. He realizes the importance of this wicket and ensures that he finds the return of Ashok Vikaria back to pavilion. This is a wicket that could change a lot of things in this fixture. Remember, Ravi Rabadi is still new to the crease, and it would be interesting to see who would be joining him. And this is that time of the match where the bowling team can actually put the brakes on the opposition scoring. The new batsman walking in is Avnish Kerai. Very experienced, over 2,500 runs scored from 155 innings. Highest of 109 runs. So seems to be a very experienced campaigner. He seems to be oozing in confidence. He wants to be there and do it for his team Mandvi. And much would be expected out of him. Back-to-back wickets. Team Surajpur putting the brakes on the opposition. Rajiv Apani comes back here again, welcomes him with the length delivery, brings it back in towards the left-handed batsman. Avnish punches it back towards the bowler, gets us to a dot ball. Raju seems to be doing the job for his team that his captain has entrusted on him. Fuller delivery this time. Straight to the fielder, but gets a single. This over so far has been one of the most consistent overs. He's given away only 2 runs in his 4 deliveries. His team would be quite pleased with this effort at the moment. But it would be interesting to see how he finishes off. He's got the liberty of taking a attack against 2 new batsmen on the crease. Moment here, and the umpire gives it. That's yet another wicket here. The ball sharply comes in, hits his back pad, and umpire Pamba didn't have to think twice. So brings in the new batsman, Kara Ambrish Waljibai. Wicket stumbling here for Team Mandvi. And this has indeed brought the score down. Another delivery. And this time he disturbs the timber. The experience of Raju Mepani. This is exactly why the captain brought him on to the attack. And the whole team is elated. Back-to-back wickets. It's not one, it's not two, it's the third wicket. Clean strike, Yorker delivery. Not the greatest of first delivery to be facing as a batsman. And before even Ambrish could understand what was going on, he had his thumbs tumbling, bails tumbling all over the place. What an over this has been. What an eventful over this has been. At the end of 6 overs, the score moves to 56 for the loss of 5 wickets. Brings in the next batsman, Nikhil Hirani. This is not looking good for Team Mandvi. They had a great start. Unfortunately, the experience of Raju Mepani had other plans, and he knocks off 3 of their mainstay batsmen in his first over. And suddenly, half of the team is back into the pavilion, and this brings up the new batsman again, Nikhil Hirani. Much would be expected of this partnership if they have to score above 100 runs. Because with remaining 4 overs, and Raju Mepani still is going to come back with his second over, it would be interesting to see how Team Mandvi is going to approach the last 4 overs. And this is exactly what I've been reiterating throughout, that in a shorter version like this, it's very, very important to have batsmen who actually have come in very early. The top order has to stay in, at least 1 or 2 batsmen. If they can get you 40 plus runs, then you can actually look at anything above 100. Usually the second games are high scoring, but now we look like we are here for a surprise. Kaushal, after giving away only 11 runs and getting the prized wicket of Neeraj Patel in his first over, has come back for his second over. Neeraj was looking good along with his opening partner. Unfortunately, held on to a delivery that he would have not wanted to. It was a full toss. Didn't get the elevation, didn't get the distance he expected. And then finally he had to hold on. Over number 7, Kaushal making sure that the fielders are there in the right areas. Hit straight down the ground. Fielder converging there, gets a single. I suppose this was Rickett. He seems to be a busy man on the field. Very good cricketer. Initially it was with the ball, and now it's with his fielding. He's contributing towards his team. It would be a good contest between the bat and ball. Kaushal versus Avnish. Pitches it up again. Hits it straight down the ground. There's a long off coming down there. Gets a single. It's again that man on the screen, Rickett. That brings Nikhil Hirani on strike. He'll be facing his first ball. Making minor adjustments in the field. I think it would be interesting to see the field that the captain has set. They don't want to be attacking too much because they realize that they want to put the brakes on the opposition, which they've already managed so far. Goes for a big heave there. Hits it down towards the long on. Rikit collects it. Yet another single. Interesting field set here by the captain for an off-spinner bowling to a left-handed batsman. Gives it a big heave. Will he get the distance? Yes, he does. That's yet another maximum, and it is Avnish K. Rai. He has decided that he's had enough. He's already seen few deliveries of Kaushal in the previous over, and this time decides to give it a charge. Fuller delivery towards his pads, and he makes no mistakes and hits it all the way for yet another maximum. He goes over, takes the aerial ult again, but this time holds on. The fielder takes it. And this has been, unfortunately, the story of Mandvi. The moment the batsmen are looking to accelerate, you would see a fancy shot and holding on. And this time the same happens. When Avnish was just getting the momentum, a good delivery, not getting the elevation and the distance you would have expected. And the fielder makes no mistakes. Normal regulation, standard catch. And he collects it very easily. Looks like he sliced his bat. But brings us to the 6th wicket. It is 66 for the loss of 6 at the end, almost at the end of 7 overs. Brings in the new batsman Dipak Rabadia. 16 matches, 193 runs with the highest run of 70. He doesn't have much overs to get himself settled. Tries for a big heave. The ball keeping low, well collected by the keeper. Brings us to the end of the 2nd over of Kaushal. He gets his 2nd wicket. And at the end of 7 overs, the score moves to 66 for the loss of 6 wickets. Brings in the experience of Ramesh Mepani, a very known figure in the domestic circuit in Nairobi and across Kenya. Experienced campaigner, fondly known as Ramesh Bhai. Plays for the Canvas Cricket Club in the Nairobi County Cricket Association League, the domestic circuit. Quite passionate cricketer, still brings in his ace game and still uses his experience to deceive the batsman. Not an easy customer to bat on. Oh, the ball keeping low, straight on the length. He hits the deck there. Tries to go to the pads of the batsman. Manages to get 2 runs. Good runs. That's good running between the wicket by Nikhil Hirani. Again, as we spoke about Bhavesh earlier, Ramesh Mepani too varies his speeds. And also, he varies his lengths as well. This time, a big heave from Nikhil. There's a fielder at the cow corner. Raju, the fielder. And by the time he collects it, the batsman gets only a single. Yes, and he gets the bail stumbling. In fact, the wicket tumbling. He rolls his finger onto the stumps. The ball keeps much lower than he expected, and the batsman tries to completely gets locked onto his pads, and that's yet another wicket for Team Surajpur, and that's the 7th wicket loss for Team Mandvi. And it is the experience of Ramesh Mepani. He set the batsman up nicely. The first delivery onto the stumps, the second one onto the stumps, both hitting the deck, and the third one he rolls his fingers. A slower delivery, keeping it low, completely disguising the batsman, and gets the wicket. Brings in the next batsman, Urmil Kerai. He will join Nikhil Hirani on the crease. Team Mandvi, I'm told, has got a deep batting lineup. So the way Team Surajpur has bowled, especially after a blistering start, so Surajpar getting the breaks, and I'm sure they would be very happy at the moment looking at the batting lineup of Team Mandvi. This time going towards the off stump. The batsman nudges it towards the point. Gets a single. Good call from Nikhil there. He knows that every run is important at this point in time for his team. Big heave, and the same result. Ramesh Mepani looks back towards his team and he says that, well, I've been here, I've done that. The ball straightens and takes his off stump. A big heave. He wanted to hit a slog sweep, completely missing, only to hear the sweet sound of timber. He doesn't even bother looking back because he knows he will have to take that long walk back to the pavilion. Surajpar would be very excited with this effort. The bowlers have managed to get wickets in every single over. Yes, they've gone for some runs. There were some boundaries taken. There were some sixes hit. But this is the nature of this game. It's a very short format. You should be prepared for that. But important is how you come back. And the bowlers have shown a lot of heart. They were not skeptical to pitch it up. They were not skeptical to give it onto the stumps, asking the batsman to hit them. And they've actually deceived them with the speed. And very interestingly, they vary the speed and the lengths. Especially we can see experience of Ramesh Mepani and Raju Mepani. Gives it air, wanting the batsman to go after him. But the batsman plays it back to Ramesh Mepani. And that's the end of a successful over for Team Surajpar. Ramesh Mepani, what an over. 5 runs, conceding only 5 runs and getting 2 important wickets. And here you can see this is the overall bowling lineup. Rikit, 2 overs, 25 runs. Pavesh, 2 overs, 18 runs. Kaushal getting 2 overs, 21 runs for 2 wickets. And Ramesh Mepani, 1 over. He gets 2 wickets for 4 runs. And of course the experience of Raju Mepani. Keeping up the tradition, the Sri Patel Samaj Youth League have decided, or they are continuing to plant a tree for every dot ball bowled in this tournament. And this is something that we saw even in the Srikachileva Patel Samaj T20 that was concluded. Last year. Amazing initiative by the Youth League. A change in the bowling. Jadu Vekaria replaces Raju Mepani. The first ball only concedes a leg bye. They've already planted more than 30 trees after the last concluded Srikachileva Patel Samaj T20. And they are continuing their effort, and this is indeed a great initiative from the Youth League, because this is not just about playing cricket, not just about bringing the community together, also giving it back to the nature, especially in the present situation of global warming and a lot of changes happening across the world. We need to appreciate the efforts of the Youth League, planting a lot of trees for the betterment of the environment and also for our future generation. In the meanwhile, comes down the track, hits it straight down the bowler. A much needed boundary for Team Mandvi. Much needed boundary for Mandvi. They'll be relieved every single run. They would be happy. They would be wanting at least another 10 to 15 runs to be able to get to 90 runs. That's what they would be hoping for. A little shortish delivery. Batsman rocking onto his back foot, hitting it towards the long on. Getting yet another 2 runs. Running between the wickets has been the speciality of this tournament. Most of the teams making sure that while they hit the boundaries and the sixes, they also do not lose out on any additional run that they could get. The batsman steps out again. Doesn't seem to have gotten the elevation, but there's no fielder down there. Finds the long off, but manages to get 2 more runs. That's a good piece of running, and the team score moves to 80 runs. We are heading to the last ball of the 9th over. That was a tense delivery. It just missed the wicket by the minutest of margins. The batsman had shuffled completely across the off stump, misses the ball, the keeper misses it, misses the wicket, misses everyone. No white signal by the umpire because of the new rules which was put in place by the ICC. That's what they are following. And at the end of over number 9, the score moves to 81. For Team Surajpar, they would be hoping to get 2 more wickets in the last over. But the Team Mandvi would be hoping to at least get another 9 runs. The crowd seems to be enjoying, having a great day. Great evening. Bringing the entire community together, bringing the families together to this eventful stadium with an electrifying atmosphere. Srikachileva Patel Samaj. Wherever you are in Nairobi, ladies and gentlemen, this is the place to be, to have an eventful evening if you are a cricket lover. And not just that, along with cricket, you have some great food in action here, and the lovely environment and the weather. And this is the question I had in mind. Who would bowl the 10th over? And the answer was pretty obvious. It had to be Raju Mepani, their most successful bowler in this match so far, giving away only 2 runs and getting 3 wickets. He has been spot on from ball number 1. Back-to-back deliveries. Look at the reaction of the keeper. He wasn't expecting it to come this quick. He's giving it all. He knows it is the last over. His teammates and the crowd appreciating the effort. He's putting in the effort. He's making sure that he's not giving away any easy runs to Team Mandvi. Now a scoop approach by the batsman. They were going for the run. The keeper misses it. It would be interesting to see the umpire's signal. By signal by the umpire. Gets another single. Score moves to 82 runs. Last 3 deliveries of the first innings. This time going down the pads. Again the keeper misses. Waiting for the umpire signal. Leg by signal by the umpire. Every single would be counting. And Team Mandvi, the dugout seems to be applauding every single run taken by Urmil and Urav. They know the importance. They would be hoping to at least sneak in a boundary, if not 2, in the last 2 deliveries. And that could propel them to the expected score of 90 runs. Edged. It will be interesting to see. There's a third man there. He misses it off. And it goes towards the boundary. This is not what Team Surajpar would have expected. Inside edge. Sorry, the outside edge. The keeper misses it and the fielder misses it completely, and the ball, he couldn't hold on and hits the boundary rope. Much needed boundary, and the entire dugout of Team Mandvi applauding, because this is what they wanted, at least 1. They would be hoping if they could get 1 more, they would consider themselves very happy. But for Team Surajpar, they would be hoping that this could be a dot ball or a wicket. Slower delivery there. Not getting the elevation. But before, they're going for the second, or were they going for the third run? There's a run out here. We suppose it could be 2 runs. The batsman got out trying for the third run. So the news is that Team Mandvi has scored 89 runs for the loss of 9 wickets in the allotted 10 overs. In few minutes, Team Surajpar would be back with the chase, and they need 90 runs from the allotted 10 overs if they would like to chase the score. Please go nowhere, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back with the chase soon.
back, ladies and gentlemen, to the SCLPS LAXMANBHAI Construction Inter-Gaam T10 Night Cricket Tournament Season 3. Organized by Patel Samaj Youth League. Proudly sponsored by our title sponsors, LAXMANBHAI Construction Limited, Ragwani Investments Limited, Westlands Food and Commodities Limited. Silver sponsors, Silverstone Quarry Limited and Silver Star Manufacturers Limited. Bronze sponsors, Hurry International Limited, Art Aluminium Works Limited and Nextcraft Limited. Media partners, EPCO Quarries Limited, EPCO Builders Limited, Gulf Timber and Hardware Supplies Limited. Fuel partners, Order of Energy, Mafuko Bread, Marvis Petroleum Limited and Lalji Ramji Filling Station. Man of the Match Award sponsors, Devki Nandan Limited and CBM. Highest number of 60s award sponsors, Syslink Computers Limited and Secure Eye. Hydration partner, Blue Bright Wave Construction Limited. Green Impact partners, Sarova Group of Companies, MK Builders Limited, Pipe Masters and Plastics Limited, and Silmet Industries Limited. For every dot ball, a tree will be planted. Appreciation partner, Woodways Kenya Limited. We're about to begin the second innings between Gaam Surajpar and Gaam Mandvi. Gaam Surajpar require 90 runs to win in 10 overs. And we begin in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Halla ball.
That was the first delivery. Avnish Kerai starting the proceedings for Team Mandvi, and for Team Surajpar, it's Yash Hirani and Kaushal Mepani on the crease. Straight away goes up. It's hit high in the air. Fielder converging, and it's the keeper himself. It's Chandresh Hirani. Avnish comes back and strikes in his second delivery. Yash Hirani decides to give it a charge in the first ball he's facing. Not getting the elevation, not getting the distance. Hits it high in the air and the keeper makes no mistake. One of the safest pairs of hands, Chandresh Hirani. So Avnish strikes in the first over. And Team Surajpar loses their first wicket. New batsman in is Kantilal Samji. Scored over 400 runs from 32 games. This is good cricket here happening at the Sri Kachileva Patel Samaj. And captain of Mandvi deciding to deploy his left-arm spinner in the first over. And so far he's been on the dot, not allowing the batsman anything. So far it's a wicket maiden at this point in time. It would be interesting to see if he's continuing to do it. Hit straight down the ground. There's a fielder down there and he gets it. But the batsman gets 2 runs. Avnish seems to be on the dot so far. He's been hitting the good areas, not allowing the batsmen to free their arms. This time creates rooms, hits it over the extra cover. What a shot this is. Such a pretty looking shot. It had class written all over it. What a six. This is the first maximum. Creates rooms inside out. Not an easy shot to play. The batsman had backed himself and he had anticipated an arm ball coming in and he gives it the treatment. Clean strike. Another big heave this time. Bowls a quicker one onto the stumps, not giving any room to freeze arms. At the end of the first over, score moves on to 8 runs for the loss of 1 wicket. The second over would be done by Ambrish Kara. Medium pacer, rhythmic run up. Nice action. Moving away, drifting away towards the leg side off from the left-hander. And umpire David Pamba gives it a wide. He's moving it in towards the left-handed batsman. Rhythmic action, nice run up from the bowler. Running in here for his first delivery. Late moment. This time it goes away from the left-handed batsman. This is brilliant. This one definitely calls for a replay. For those of you who are watching, if you can look at the late swing. The ball moves away from the left-handed batsman. Ambrish running in again. This time he comes it in. There's a big appeal there. The umpire gives it. The second wicket, and this time it is Ambrish Kara. Both the opening bowlers striking in their first over. Getting both the openers back into the pavilion. And Team Mandvi would be relieved, or rather elated, to see both the opening batsmen going back. Amrish coming back. So far, he's not given anything to the batsman yet. Another good delivery right onto the stumps. Batsman hitting it only to find the fielder at short extra covers. Cricket is a new batsman. Much would be expected out of him. Now moving away from the right-handed batsman. He's been very impressive with the swing. He's been moving the ball in towards the lefty, and then he's got one moving away from the left-handed batsman. Now the first one to Rikit, he brought it in, and now he's brought it outside. This is brilliant swing bowling from Amrish Kara. Very beautiful to see. And the conditions in the evening and the wicket is also supporting his bowling. Happy to see some swing bowling going on here. This time the length was alright, but it was the line already outside the off stump, and further movement. Umpire had no doubt in giving it a wide. We are on to the second over of this chase. Team Surajpar needs 90 runs, another 80 more runs in 50 balls. Amrish charging in again. Yet another delivery. Good swing there. Moving away from the right-hander. This has been some spectacular swing bowling in this over. He would be expecting it to bring it a bit more closer towards the wicket. Allowing the batsman to play. Because right now the batsmen are comfortable leaving him. Steaming in again, Amrish. The same ball and the same result. Not easy to play the swing that he's generating. And that brings us to the end of the second over, and the score moves to 10 runs for the loss of 2 wickets. Now there's a bowling change here. Over number 3. Urav Budia coming in. He replaces Avnish K. Rai. It's a length delivery. Batsman, there's a wild swing from the batsman. Wanted to pierce it towards the mid-wicket. Not to be the case. Finds only the keeper. Fuller delivery. Another big heave towards his leg side. Finds a fielder in mid-wicket. Gets a single. Another length delivery here. There's a big appeal here. And it's given. Umpire Girish gives it, and that's wicket number 3. The third wicket falling. The wickets are falling in quick succession, and this is definitely not helping the chase. Team Mandvi would be elated. Each of the bowlers have given them the dismissal that they needed. Very confident appeal from the bowler. He was very sure the moment it went to the keeper, and the umpire gives out. And this is the third batsman who will have to take a long walk back to the pavilion. Over number 3 in progress. Very eventful. Team Mandvi would like to believe that they are on top at this point in time. They've actually taken 3 back-to-back wickets. Yet another good delivery from Urav. Batsman comfortably gets a run. Hits it over the covers, but that was a catch dropped. I think the fielder was also a bit disturbed with the lights. Seems like he did not spot the ball as he would have expected it. That was a catch. Good delivery from Urav Budia, hitting the deck. Ravi Rabadia completely missing it. He seems to have not spotted by, or rather been disturbed by the lights. Another length delivery here, not giving any room to the batsman. Wicket to wicket bowling. Urav so far has been consistent in this over. There's a second run here, but gets it comfortably. The throw would have been expected to be a little more better if they were to get a different conclusion. Brings us to the end of the third over, and the score moves to 16 runs for the loss of 3 wickets. There's a change in bowler. The new bowler, Ravi Ravadia. Experience Ravi Ravadia brings. He's been brought in by his captain. It would be interesting to see how the batsmen are going to play him. Very tricky customer. Can be very deceptive with his speed. Brings it in, late moment, surprising the batsman. Hits the deck again. A lot of experience. Very seasoned campaigner, experienced campaigner, knows exactly what he's doing. Good cricketer. It would be interesting to see how the batsmen are going to approach him. Moment here again. Wild swing from the batsman, completely misses it. And you can see from the reaction of Ravi Rabadia, it went above the stumps. It's only because of the extra bounce. Otherwise, it would have been tough had it found the bails for the batsman. Wicket to wicket bowling again. This time, big heave towards the leg side. There's a mid-wicket in place. There's a cow corner in place. With generally, he's moving it in swing towards the right-handed batsman, which is why he's got both of those fielders down there. Because the batsmen are going to take a dig at him. Late swing here. Not allowing the batsman to free his arms. Drifting towards the pads. The square leg collects it. Gets a single. Very consistent over so far. Big heave. Misses it again. This is a very good over from Ravi Rabadia. He's using his experience, not allowing the batsman to read him. This time leg delivery hitting the deck. Batsman surprised with a bit of an extra bounce generated there. But the fielder collects it. It's only a single. What an over. Brings in the experience that we spoke about. Gives only 3 runs in his first over. At the end of 4 overs, Team Surajpar moves to 19 runs for the loss of 3 wickets. It's a big heave. There's a fielder down there and he makes no mistake. It's Avnish Kerai. And that's the wicket. Urav Budia gets the wicket. Hits the deck. And the batsman finds a fielder there. And this is the result of bowling in pairs. Good over there by Ravi Rabadia in the previous over. And the benefit is given to the next bowler, Urav. And Avnish makes no mistake in getting the catch. And that's yet another wicket in the kitty of Team Mandvi. At the end of 4.1 overs, the score moves to 19 runs for the loss of 4 wickets. Quick wickets, wickets falling in quick succession for Team Surajpar. This is what they were not. This is not what they were expecting, and they need another 71 runs from 35 deliveries. This brings in the experienced Ramesh Mepani on the crease. Much would be expected out of him. He needs to stay in there if his team needs to make a fight out of this chase. Hit towards the point. In fact, towards the covers, ladies and gentlemen. The point is a bit backward. And the cover fielder is more towards the deep cover point. Extra cover moves a bit more roundish. Hit on the up. Tries to get a single, but good fielding, not allowing the batsman to get a single. So far, Team Mandvi would like to believe that they are on top at this point in time, having already taken 4 wickets. Bowled, played on, bat, pads, and then the stumps. Yet another wicket, and this is an eventful over again. 2 wickets in this over from Urav. He is not giving anything to the batsman. Good stump to stump bowling. Bringing it in as well. This time, the batsman trying to create room, because we know he likes to hit it over the extra cover. He's already hit a good 6 over extra cover. Trying to play the same shot. This time, he holds on. He has to walk back again. And this is half of the side is back with only 20 runs on the board. Definitely not good signs for Team Surajpar. Bhavesh Halai, the new batsman, 44 matches, 211 runs. He would be joining his senior partner Ramesh Mapani. I'm sure Ramesh Bhai is going to have a word with him. What he needs to do, they need to take at least a couple of overs where they could settle in, feel how the bowlers are bowling. Yes, they don't have the liberty looking at the run rate of over 13 runs, but unfortunately that's the best thing they can do at this point in time. Because if they keep losing wickets like this, they are definitely not going to make a chase out of this. Flicks it. And the fielder running behind, and before they could collect, the batsman gets 2 runs comfortably. Team Mandvi wouldn't be much bothered about singles and doubles at this point in time. What they would be looking forward is to stop those boundaries and sixes, and they'd be quite happy to see that there are 2 new batsmen on crease. It wouldn't be easy for them to straight away launch the attack. Good shot here. Pitched up, bit of extra bounce. Late cut from Bhavesh, but there's a fielder down there, and he manages to get only a single. And at the end of a successful over from Urav Budia, where he got 2 wickets. This is at the end of 5 overs. The score is 23 for the loss of 5 wickets. You can look at the worm chart here. Look at the blue worm is far down the yellow worm. And at the same time, there's a change in the bowling attack as well. Urmil is a new bowler for Team Mandvi. Another left arm spinner. First over, his fellow left arm spinner Avnish Kerai managed to get a wicket. Can Urmil Kerai repeat it? And that's not what Team Surajpar would be expecting. Inside edge, missing the keeper. Gets a single. Bhavesh moves to 3. Brings in Ramesh Mepani back on strike. Good pitched up delivery. Given it some air. Ramesh Mepani in 2 minds. Misses it completely and the keeper collects it. Steps down the track, hits it down the bowler. There's a fielder down there. A bit of sloppy fielding there. Gets the batsman the second run. Ramesh Mapani gives it the charge. He knew the bowler was giving it some air. Goes to the pitch. Goes down the track. Steps out again. Gets an outside edge. There's no slip in place. The short third running. Collecting the ball, but manages to still give out 2 runs. Ramesh Mepani trying to give him the charge. He knows the bowler is giving it much more air. He wants to get to the pitch of the delivery. This time, in 2 minds whether to go in front or to play from behind. Still gets a single. Fuller delivery towards the leg stump. Pavesh gets yet another single, and that's the end of the over number 6. The score moves to 28 runs for the loss of 5 wickets. Gives it a big heave, steps down the track. But the bowler Ravi equally up to the task. Holds it away from the right-handed batsman. And Bhavesh not able to reach the delivery. 2 back-to-back dot balls, not helping the cause of Team Surajpar. Again bowling outside the off stump, not giving the batsman the room to free his arms. He is giving the batsman a challenge that if you want to hit me over the extra covers, hit me over the point, hit me over the covers. I'm not going to give you any room on the leg side to free your arms. Bowled, it's a big heave. A ghastly looking shot from Ramesh Mepani. But unfortunately, it's pressure. This is not how we have seen him. Completely deceived. The ball, late movement, misses out and takes the middle stump. Brings in the new batsman Raju Mepani. He replaces Ramesh Mepani. Outside the off stump, tries to cut it, finds the fielder at point. Ravira Badia, what a smell from him. This is a dream spell. If he could finish off in style, his last delivery. Unfortunately, we call it the commentator's curse. Delivers a wide delivery. Umpire signals a wide. But with that, he still conceded only 5 runs in 1.5 overs. This has been a great spell from him. Movement again and same result. It's a dot ball. End of second over of Ravi Ravadi, and what a spell is bowled. Given away only 5 runs and gotten the wicket of Ramesh Mepani. And these are the bowling statistics. Urav Budia, the best of the lot, getting 3 wickets, giving 10 runs in his allotted 2 overs. Equally supported well by Ravi Rapadia and other bowlers, Avnish K. Rai and the rest. None of the bowlers seems to be wayward. None of them have allowed the batsman to settle down. They've been getting constant wicket over after over. As a result of which, a big heave. Ball is in the air. A fielder misses it. It is Neeraj. Umpire signals it. It's a maximum, the first maximum. Bhavesh Halai goes for a full Monty and manages to just go past Neeraj. Pitches it up again. He goes for the slog sweep. Yes, and the same result. Goes past the cow corner. Back-to-back sixes from Bhavesh Halai. He's decided I've had enough watching it on the other side. It's time that I go for some action. And he's given it a charge. He senses an opportunity here. He realizes that this is the bowler he wants to target. It would be interesting to see how Urmil comes back. A quicker one moving away. Wide signal by the umpire. Some nerves being shown here from the bowler. Hitting the deck, not allowing the batsman to free his arms. It's a dot ball. Yet another slog sweep. This time it's a maximum. Bhavesh lighting up the stadium here with 3 sixes in this over. Goes down. Hits it straight. He's a big lad. Big shoulders. Strong pair of shoulders. Goes all the way. Outside the ground. Into the river. The bowler clearly looking tense. He's completely dumbfounded by what's happening around him. He was not expecting him to be taken down the cleaners by Bhavesh for 3 back-to-back sixes. Well, if they could manage a couple of more sixes or a 6 and a boundary, then we are potentially looking at 2 overs 30 runs. Within such a short format, one batsman there can change the whole scenario. The crowd getting up. Everyone quite happy to see some big hitting and the match getting interesting. At the end of 8 over, score moves to 49 runs for the loss of 6 wickets. So that's the update, ladies and gentlemen. You see, it's 41 runs needed from 12 deliveries. Avnish Kerai brought back into the attack by the captain. This is over number 9. The penultimate over brings in the dangerous Bhavesh. He's looking dangerous. He's hit 3 sixes in the previous over. But this time he hits it quicker. He doesn't want to give it some air, realizing that Bhavesh would go after him. But he could get only a single. Shorter delivery on the patch, and it's a boundary here. Guiding it towards, or rather between the square leg and the fine leg. Gets 4 runs. Gets a single. Singles are not going to be bothering Team Mandvi much. The target getting bigger and bigger. Tries to hit it. Couldn't get the elevation. Cramping him for room. Brings it to the last delivery of the penultimate over of this contest. Yet another length delivery. The arm ball coming in. There's an appeal here. Umpire doesn't seem to be interested, and that brings us to the end of over number 9. Team Surajpar at 57 runs for the loss of 6 wickets and needing another 33 runs in 6 deliveries. Bhavesh on strike, he would need to pull out 6 sixes if they are to win this game.
Coming back to bowl, the last over for Mandvi.
To deliver the last over, it's Amrish Kara. Big heave by Bhavesh. Inside edge. Lucky not to have been played on. Misses the keeper. And the moment it left his bat, it had 4 runs written all over it. Good delivery from Amrish. Batsman trying to nudge it towards the third man area. But beaten by the extra speed and extra bounce. Now they're looking at an impossible task of hitting 29 runs from 4 deliveries. They'll be hoping to at least come closer, if not chase the target. Good delivery again, not allowing any room to the batsman. Gets a single. Good planning by the captain. He kept both of his best bowlers, Avnish and Amrish, for the last 2 overs. Amrish has been specifically very impressive with his swing bowling, especially with the new ball. And he comes back and he's hitting the deck with the old ball. Very rhythmic action, rhythmic run up. And what a delivery here. Look at the celebration. He knows what a delivery it is. It is joy, sheer joy for a fast bowler. He saw the batsman stepping down the track, late moment, and cleans out the middle stump. What a beautiful bit of swing bowling. It's a treat to watch, ladies and gentlemen. Look at it. Look at the seam position, how it lands. And look at the late moment. Takes the bails and also the middle stump. Joy for a bowler. He's giving him a send-off. Please go. He could not believe the sight of batsmen charging at him. Giving him a flying kiss and a send-off. Amrish coming in for his 5th delivery. The batsman missing it completely, now moving away from the batsman. This is the last ball of this match. Another ball moving away from the batsman. And that's the end of over number 10. It is Team Mandvi who prevails, getting the victory, getting his team victorious. And at the end of over number 10, Team Surajpar could only manage 62 runs for the loss of 7 wickets, handing over a victory of 27 runs to Team Mandvi. And with that, we are coming to the end of today's contest. We look forward to seeing you again tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you have had a good evening. From us here, good evening and Shubhratri.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll begin with the most number of dot balls, which has been powered by Sarova Group of Companies, MK Builders Limited, Pipe Masters and Plastics Limited, and Silmet Industries Limited. The most dot balls bowled by Amrish Kara of Gaam, Mandvi. The highest number of sixes powered by Sisling Computers Limited and Secure Eye goes to Bhavesh Halai of Gaam Surajpar. And finally, the Man of the Match award, powered by Devkinandan Limited and CBM, goes to Urav Budia of Gaam Mandvi.